We made it. Good morning. Good morning. Hello and welcome. Here we are. Always takes a moment for all of this synergy, the video and the sound and the screen for me to see it, for us to sync up. Nice deep breath in. So good to be here to see all of you. What an incredible day. Um, we have been in some interesting energy, some interesting fields. On the back end, huge shifts have been activating and booting. We've been working some big fields, some incredible codes that we've been preparing to bring you. And I say we, the high priestess group and team that I work with, um, preparing to bring you. And it's going to be looking like end of February. So a couple weeks coming. There's some stuff that's been brewing and cooking in the back end at a big celestial level, a big energetic star seed level, and a lot of embodiment work. So you've been getting bits and pieces of it with the fields we're connecting to, because it's all interrelated, intercorrelated, and one, right? Like one thing is not separate from the other. However, what is present for all of us, and as we've, for example, yesterday's meditation with the gem flame was a culmination of a lot of the work that's been happening on the backside with the group that I currently am working with, who just came through their emergence portal. And so, what I want to have us connect to today, because 2025, if 2024 was like pull the slingshot back and back, especially in that masculine field, 2025 is going to be, and already has been, release. Release. And I'm sure many of you have already been in the experience of that release, and a lot of imperfect release, a lot of perfect release. And again, that feminine field is hold it, and then masculine is take precise action, right? That precise action from that space of that whole held masculine field. And we want to be sure to do it in our lane, right? This isn't about meshing and molding and doing things in ways, trying to wear the multiple hats. Like, know who you are, know your magic, be potent, be walk both worlds, because that is what is going to be asked of us in 2025. Have one foot in each world and own it. Own both worlds. Own the space you walk in the 5D and in the 3D. And as you walk in both worlds, you will find that stabilizing force. And so today, what I wanted for us to sync up with is some decluttering in the mind, because I know for me personally, as I think about the projects that are on deck for the year to come, the things that I did not get to in 2024 that are still lingering but need to be closed out, if you will. There's been phenomenal action off of the momentum that got built, the things that got seeded in 2024 and then took root early on in 2025 and are up and running. The flywheel's running now. And I'm looking back at, okay, what didn't get completed in 2024 that we get to continue and will get completed, ensure gets completed in 2025. Those little lingering projects, right? That you're like, oh, I still want to do this. I want to do that. And so it's important that as we, we've completed the month of January, but as we really look at Q1, everything we're seeding now is going to take root. It will happen. It will come to fruition in this year, in this cycle, right? And so it's important that we seed whatever is left here to be seeded in clarity, not in a tangled knot inside of our energy body. Um, and so that's what we're going to do today is go in and find whatever the essence of these seeds are and make sure that it's not snarled, that the energy is nice and pulled out. There's no tangles inside of our field, because again, the tangles come from old timelines, and those timelines don't exist anymore, but they could still be entangled inside of us. So that's the purpose of today, is to disentangle everything, allow our nervous system to settle with whatever projects we have, with whatever we're thinking about, connecting to, resonating with, and make sure that our body and our nervous system is in alignment and synchronization with what we're up to. Even the smallest of the little projects that are kind of itching at the back of our mind that aren't getting a lot of time. Maybe you've done some action with them, but haven't, every time you do it, it kind of hits like not a full execution. You maybe get a few ideas or a few pages of ideas written down, and then it just fizzles out. Again, that happens when there's tangling. The energy isn't ripe. There's a tangling in the system. So that's what we're going to work with today. Go ahead, take a nice deep breath in, activate your light link, and sending your consciousness up to the sun. Big yawn, because we're going into a nice deep field, new programming, new consciousness in this year, in this Aquarian field of energy. It's here. If you have water, take a sip of water. Or in my case, healthy drink as it drips. Beautiful. All right. And as you connect to the earth in our light link, a lot of calm energy right now. There's been a lot of franticness as the year started. It is now rooted in some nice calm energy, connecting to that calm. Feel the earth around your feet, feel it rising up. And much like yesterday, let yourself be the earth receiving the sun. Reverse light link almost, as though you are making the connection, not us going up to the sun, but as though you're the sun looking for the earth, coming into the earth, finding the earth. And maybe you are that flower or that beacon of light. Beautiful. And then just feeling an opening of energy all around you. Nice deep breath in. Just letting the energy settle as you find yourself in the center of the center of the center. Almost as though the heart of the earth has opened all the way for you. Oftentimes we go down and into the center of the earth, but as though with doing this reverse light link, it's like the earth opens its heart. The golden light, opening the crystal quartz and welcoming the golden light in, allowing for that connection to be made. And as it does, it takes on a different form. It's like that cord of golden light becomes the stem and the earth becomes the flower. Some fun imagery today. Getting very dimensional. Just keep playing with it, allowing your mind to get outside of its box of the energy and how the energy flows. We're going to come back to the body in just a moment, back to you. Let yourself see and perceive and be guided by these new fields of energy. Let your normal patterns expand beyond your normal frames of awareness. Especially if you've been with me for a while, you know this light link pattern of connection, and we're reversing it. We're going the opposite directions this week for whatever reason. Maybe always. Maybe this is the new light link. The earth opens to the center of the universe, finding its stem of light. We are the flower that's blossomed. Who knows? Okay. I feel like we could stay lost in this beautiful energy that is just blossoming like flowers of light, like a light show of flowers of life unfolding all around us forever. But we're going to bring it in. I want you to come in to the center of the crystal quartz now, anchoring yourself in to a cocoon of white light. Knowing that we have anchored, brought in some new codes, having just morphed into that energy field that we just traveled to, anchoring in some new codes. Coming in for landing, start to pay attention to the sounds of the earth, the sounds of the ocean and waves crashing against the shore, the smells of the beach, the smells or the sounds of the wind in the palm trees, the feel and the sensation of cool waves on your toes and around your ankles, maybe around your knees, the wetness of the water as you dip your fingertips in that sensation, cool water splashing, its saltiness, and then the sand, its grittiness beneath your toes. And great job. Great job. Coming in for landing, team. Coming in for landing. You've got it. All right. Go ahead and find your body now as we continue to come all the way into the body and the nervous system that's picking up on these different sensations and feelings and sounds. And notice the way light flows through your nervous system. And notice the infinite loop of the sound of waves crashing against the ocean shore, and how time eternal for humanity, those waves have been crashing against the ocean's shore. And time eternal light has been moving through nervous systems, conveying information, translating it into form. Like there's water and it's cool. There's sensation and it's lifting me up. There's sensation and it's gritty and solid and feels good. There's sound. It tells me that the trees are speaking. All these different things transferring across light, across our nervous system, and then seeing the sparks in our mind. And somewhere out there in one of those sparks of flowers of life that we were seeing when we began our meditation is one of these ideas that you've been drawing in for this year to come, whether it's a project or a book you want to write or a movement you want to start or someone you want to call and you just can't quite think of the words to share. Whatever it may be, it feels tangled. And so as you watch from that flower of life, that flash of an image that you didn't know what it was, but it was just a speck earlier on, passing something that you now know was that. And you can see that flash coming across and through your nervous system and coming into your mind, actually through your heart. And as it comes closer to the heart and through the mind, as it observes it, you sense a tingling, like a knot in a necklace or a jumbled up ball of thread tangled. And depending on what it is that you're thinking about, it's a massive knot, like, especially for the ladies, a mat of hair that sometimes just seems like it should just be cut out. Or it could be one of those knots that's just pulled so tight you can't do anything but just sit there for hours massaging it, hoping to work one little piece loose so that you can get a needle or something in between, because your fingers, it's so small, your fingers can't quite do the trick. That's what I want you to find. Sometimes it's a knot that is so minor, it's imperceptible, but it's still there, tripping you up, distracting you. I want to talk about these distractions for a moment. This is the key. These are the things that come up when you're going along, and you've got we don't even need to-do lists anymore because things are so focused. But then something else comes along and it feels like it's in alignment. It looks like it's in alignment. It looks just like the other things you've been up to, but it creates more busyness for you. And so maybe it is the thing because it's in alignment. Or maybe it's just more busyness. Maybe it is symbolic of that little tiny invisible knot in the thread that's just there. The system runs, but it still has a kink in it, an imperfection that causes you to deflect, that causes you to not turn around and look at it, but keep going and keep staying busy instead of looking forward at the bigger picture. So we're going to pause on this current imagery with this knot and this snarl and everything we're up to. And I'm going to give you an example of this. I want to have you feel into your field. All right. I want to have you think about all the projects you've planned, everything you're up to. And I want to have you feel into like 360 degrees. And somewhere in here, this may be a little bit tricky because we are masters. All of us are really good at smoke and mirrors. All right. And especially this knot, this one particular knot that I'm looking for. It is a smoke and mirror kind of knot. It'll hide itself. And so this thing will look like the thing that it can crop up when you're getting a call and the call feels like an irritant, or you'll see it and you're accusing someone else of, like, oh, why are they sending me this again? Why is that there? Every single time you feel an agitation or an irritation, it's an awareness that there's something you have an irritation somewhere in your system. So instead of projecting that and saying, this person's doing this, we have to find that energy inside of our own system, inside of our own field. It means that somewhere in us, we are distracting ourselves. We are ignoring information coming in. Feel into it. Think about the last person that annoyed you, the last person that called too many times, the last person that ignored too many times, or, whatever it may be. Feel that. And now feel into your big picture, because this is the anchor. It's not about these little details. All right. These little details actually, they matter. They're everything. But what the anchor is, what the big picture is, what you're really coded for is not these little details. The big picture is your vision. What are you working towards? Now that we have all of these things, all of these knots identified, and you don't have to consciously connect to the smoke and mirrors and the thing that's hiding, you get to now put the pin out there on your big vision. Go ahead and throw it out there. Where is it? Go ahead and look and like poke your head up and out of the weeds. See that light out there and anchor into that. And kind of, especially for the ladies, imagine combing the brush through, right? Loosening everything, pulling it through from there. Just envision grabbing that light and bringing it downstream, right? Smoothing it through, pulling that light from that point down and through these threads, wherever these knots are. The guys too, right? It's like working the shampoo or the conditioner from the front of the head down to the back. We're going to move this light all the way down and through. In fact, we're going to use that analogy directly. Go ahead and imagine running this light from the pineal gland or from the front of the forehead all the way down and through the nervous system, through the brain. Imagine it taking over the full frontal lobe, the side lobes, center, the pineal gland, down the back, all aspects of the brain, down the spinal cord. We want to pull this light, and you're going to find the knots in there. Just keep pulling it through. You may have to massage the light in. Imagine massaging it in certain spots. You may surprise yourself. You may find some congestion. Pull the light all the way through until you can feel it dripping out or all the way coated and coated to the tailbone. And we want this so thick and so coated that it's like you could twist the light up and in all of the nervous system. Like we call this a hair mask, right? Beautiful. It feels like everybody's simplified, simplified, simplified. And now we're going to do it in the reverse direction. I want you to imagine pulling this energy. We started at the front of the brain. Now we're going to pull this energy of the light, like rainbow colors from the tailbone, from the center of the belly, all the way through. Rainbows of light all the way through the spinal cord, through the tailbone, up through the mind, turning the mind into the flower, spinning vessels of energy and light. Nice deep breaths in here. And now I want you to think about your project. I want you to see it naturally unfolding as though its seeds get blown out into the year, naturally land in the energy of your body, planted, fertilized, absorbed, blossom, grow, blossom, and bloom, unfold through your voice, your actions, your energy field. Take root, take hold, all naturally unfolding, simplified without all of the complex ideas, thoughts, all just completely naturally managed and held because you've brought in the consciousness of spirit and you're not alone. And there isn't that entanglement of how you think it's supposed to be. It just naturally gets to happen. So, with that, we are complete. Namaste. So much love. Let that energy naturally unroll itself in your body and in the year to come, in the next days, hours, you name it, months, whatever it needs to be.